Hey everyone, Melissa here from Sincerely Creative Mom. We're back with another supply box. We're going to make a Valentine's Day wreath out of the contents of this box. I just wanted to share with you what comes in this box. This is the regular box, the standard Wreath Supply Box. Again, it was from December, so I received it mid-December or so. Perfect with Valentine's Day, since I needed to be making Valentine's Day stuff in December to be ready for the season. So this box, to me it cost, and to you it would cost, $60. It includes your shipping. And the value of these boxes, the standard boxes, are usually between $80 and $90. So it's a great value. Super packed full of stuff. It's not necessarily a kit. It's just random supplies. Some of them go together. In this case, they do go together, and we're going to make a wreath out of them. If you're looking for more information on this box, I'm pretty sure they have openings. If not, there's a wait list. You can check it out at melsssupplybox.com. melsssupplybox.com. So I'm going to set that aside here. And let's just go through what the box comes with. First of all, this particular box came with 4 different bushes of greenery. 2 of the same, which is actually very awesome. Great to use in, and plenty enough to use in a wreath. Great to use each individually in a centerpiece or a wreath or anything that you can imagine. This is supposed to provoke your creative juices and see what you come up with. Okay, so 4 of those. Great. Sorry for all the noise. And then it also came with one roll of the white, it's wide foil. Oh, that's nice. No, it's border mesh. Very nice. I've seen the edges. So 1 roll of the white border mesh ribbon, or mesh, 1 roll of the red border mesh, which I've already cut up here next to me for the wreath that we're going to use here. 1 full roll, again, I've already cut it up. We're going to use it in the wreath. 1 full roll of the red and black stripe. 10 yards, 1 full roll of the heart. Look at how cute these hearts are. And look at how stinking cute it actually goes with the sign that we're going to be using today. And then another sign. And another roll of ribbon. So in this box we had 3 rolls of ribbon, 2 rolls of mesh, oh, that's glittery. That's really pretty. 2 signs and 4 bushes of greenery. And it came with a super cute little taffy sample for a thank you. And it also came with, it's on my Christmas tree, it came with an ornament, a Deco Exchange ornament. Super sweet. I think this is taffy. It is taffy. So that's all that came in the box. Now, what I've done already ahead of time, we're going to use this cutie pie here, and we're going to use this cutie pie here. So I'm going to set that aside. But what I've already done is I've already cut up the mesh for what we need. I've already cut up these 2 ribbons for what we need. But I want to tell you one thing before I put this away. The next video, or somewhere along the line, the next video will also be, I have enough here using this mesh, this sign, and these 2 same exact ribbons to make a very similar, or similar to the same design, different supplies, as the wreath that we're going to make. So in this $60 box, I had enough to make 2 wreaths that retail cost is $79. So for me, 80 and 80, that's $160. The box cost me $60. I have $100 profit from that, and I still have all the greenery and whatever's left from the mesh to use. I love these boxes. Okay. So let's put these aside. Put this in there with it. Now we have a 14-inch frame that we're going to use and 12 twist ties. So 12 pipe cleaners we're going to use. And let me just zoom us in so we're a little bit closer here. There we go. All right, so 14-inch frame. This one happens to come from the Dollar Tree. You guys, it's nice and light. The wreath itself is going to be light. This is perfect, just totally fine. If I'm going to put any more into this wreath, I would go with a little bit more sturdy frame that I can also get from CoachMalSupplies.com. These frames are great for what we're going to use it for today, but they shouldn't hold too much weight. Okay, So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rings here, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brackets. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these right around where the brackets are, using both ring 1 and 2, okay? So not just one ring. Using one ring doesn't give too much of a foundation, and it tends to slide pretty good. So we're going to use both of those rings. I always seem to go in on the right side. I'm right-handed, so I seem to go in on the right side and kind of out on the left. There's a little tiny, like that bracket sticking out a little bit, so we kind of catch that. And I just don't want to be able to put my finger underneath it, right? It's nice and snug to that bracket. Now for the outside, I'm still going to go around two rings. I'm going to go right in the center, and I'm going to make sure that it's snug, because I don't want it, I don't have the bracket there to help me keep it in one spot, and I don't want it to move, okay? I don't want it to move. There we go. There we go. Now I've already cut our mesh, like I said. It is 10 inches wide. I cut it 20 inches long. So I'm just going to ruffle that up here, right up that center. Nice border mesh, nice and shiny on the edges. Super duper cute, right up to that edge. Put it right down in, oopsie, right down in here. I'm going to overlap here and overlap this one. This is going to help keep it kind of nice and flat. Makes it go a little quicker when I have it pre-cut. Nice spread there, and that's because I'm keeping that center where my fingers are right now nice and tight, nice and small. That does come with practice, y'all. Don't, if you're not getting it right away, it just comes with practice. I always overlap them and then turn under all these little ruffles to kind of keep it round but flat like a pancake. I am trying to be real gentle with those edges so that they don't get too, played with and unravel. It is cut material and it is woven material, so it's going to fray. Just be gentle with it and try to touch it the least amount possible. Now your job when you're making a wreath with these wire frames, your job whether you're a wreath maker for business or just for hobby, your job is to cover that wire frame because it's not part of your design. It's the underneath, it's the mechanics, it's the guts, it's the underneath, okay? It's the support. You're not supposed to see it. So we're going to do our very best with all of this stuff to make sure we cover it up pretty good. Okay, so I've already gone ahead again and pre-cut our ribbons. Both of these ribbons were in the supply box. I cut them 14 inches long. They're 2.5 inches wide. I folded them, and on the fold, so on the fold part, I cut up towards the edge, and it gave us this cute little V shape. So I always put my favorite on the top, and I gather it, bend it like a V, facing out towards me, and I put it right in those. We're going to work on the outside 6 twist ties first. So before we move into that inside twist tie and add mesh or anything, we're going to complete the outside. Y'all, we work on these mesh pieces. We just said that they were woven material, and the more you play with them, the more they unravel. It's that way for all the mesh. And so I like to put those pieces in on the outside, get it done, and then not mess with them. So if I put the pieces of mesh on the inside, while I'm putting in the ribbon, I'd be messing with all that mesh, right? And so I don't want to do that. I want to just let it live its life once it's in. And so I work on the outside fully and then go to the inside. And then also, especially when I'm working by myself, I like to go as quickly as possible. And so you're seeing me tie these twist ties maybe 7 or 8 times or so. I'm leaving about 1 inch of that twist tie twisted, and then I'm going to come in with my wire cutters and I'm going to cut that excess off because we're going to hide that pipe cleaner, and all this that we don't need, we're going to get rid of it. It's easier to hide the least amount of stuff we don't need. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my stolen from my husband's not workbench, what's it called? Toolbox. And I'm just gonna cut off that excess there because we just don't need it. Then I'm gonna take our extra here, it's about 1 inch or so, and I'm gonna put it underneath that ribbon on the left side, just because I'm right-handed, so it's easier to put underneath there. And then, very important step, I want to see all that ribbon, so I'm going to pull it apart and I'm going to spread it apart. I'm going to pull it apart and I'm going to spread it apart, so I can see all of that ribbon. Now you see why I put the favorite on the top, just because you get to see that top ribbon a little bit more, and that bottom ribbon is a little covered, which is totally okay. I always try to make that like an accent ribbon. I do want that ribbon there, but it doesn't have to be. I don't want to compete with the ribbons. I don't want to super cute, you know, let me see what's on the whole ribbon, right? So that bottom ribbon is like an accent piece. Now in this design, in this particular design, I want all that ribbon coming out towards the edge, and there's a reason for that. You'll see once we put the sign and the bow on. I don't want any of this ribbon to be covered up or going in directly into the wreath. I want it to be all facing the outside. There we go. All right, now the next step is to put the exact same ensemble here on here. Now, these are a little bit further apart so that this mesh is barely touching. These pieces are going to overlap each other completely. So that's where you'll start to see that wire frame covered. right down on top. I'm going to push those down, put this right on top, and do the exact same thing. Kind of overlap those pieces, top and bottom. Make sure it stays flat. Now, this isn't the only way, obviously. You can use this mesh, but in order for me to get a nice round but fairly flat and thin wreath to fit between my customer's door and storm door, this is what I do. If you're brand spanking new to this mesh stuff, it catches on everything. Those little edges catch on everything. So don't wear good clothes like I did the other day. Totally pulled some threads out and I knew better. Now again, these supply boxes aren't meant to be kits, but they are usually coordinating supplies where you can make a wreath out of them, and this happens to be a perfect example. I don't worry too much about this top layer because once we put the bow on and the sign, it really ensures the flatness of this. Okay, the thoughts in my head are so loud I keep thinking I'm saying them out loud. Okay, I'm gonna take that next grouping of ribbon and put it right on the outside. And now you get to start seeing that layered look, which makes it look so pretty. Again, we're gonna wait to spread those out for just a minute. Making this really teeny tiny, always kind of forming it before I put it in. It really, really helps on that position of the ribbon coming out. So I'll always make sure this is teeny, teeny, tiny. And I'm folding it so it's out facing towards me. Crisscross, twist, 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 twist. I love this box. Was super fun. You could even take that greenery that we had. Well, I'm going to show you. You could even take that greenery. We'll make it, maybe we'll put it in the next one. You can take that greenery and put it right in that top before you twist. Let me show you, because I already forgot before I twisted that one. Okay, put it in there nice and tight, just one time. Tight, super tight. And then you could take, let's do this one. Let me see how many things are on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you could take one of these. I'm not going to cut it off because I don't want to do that. But if you were doing this, you would definitely cut it off. So take just one and put it right in there and twist it. Look at how cute that would be, kind of sticking out there. Not obviously all in one spot, but just one. So there's 6 twist ties in the top, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7. We should probably do it, shouldn't we? I just lost a little piece. It came off. Came off somewhere. Let's do it on the next one since I already have some of these done. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add that in. No glue, no nothing like that. I'm just going to add it in there nice and super duper tight so it doesn't come out. I'll add it in the next one. It'll be super cute. I like it when those greenery bushes have 6 because that's what I'll do to them when I get them in the box. There we go. And since I already have those outer pieces of ribbon kind of placed, I'm just going to turn that around so I don't squish them. All right, same exact thing. Hide that underneath. Pull it apart up and down. Pull it apart side to side. Look at how cute. Up and down, side to side. Now, I love how the stripes and the ribbon, now check out the sign, the stripes and the ribbon will bring out the stripes in that black and white. All of the different patterns from the heart ribbon will pull out all the different, the stripes and the polka dots and the pink from the pink heart. Super cute. Now at the very end, I always catch myself. See, I was trying to fix that ribbon. At the very end, before I take the picture, before it comes off my table, I'll go around the edges and make sure all of that ribbon is placed real nice and it's coming out towards the edge and nothing is on the inside and nothing's hiding in there, and I'm getting able to see all of those ribbons. Okay, so now we're going to make a bow. Now this ribbon came in a supply box, and the other 2 ribbons that we're going to use were not in the supply box, but that's okay too, because just like that, I'm going to put that, oh, maybe I want to put it like this. Put the bow at the top, maybe? I don't know, we'll see. So I have a 50-yard roll of the red and pink, and then a 50-yard roll of the black and white gingham. I wanted to bring that black and white in there, of course, with our black on the edge. So I went with all hearts. Super duper cute, not leaving anything out. Again, if you're wondering where I buy my supplies, everything so far here came from the supply box that we saw at the beginning. The rest of my supplies usually come from my friends over at Deco Exchange. You can get there by going to CoachMelSupplies.com. So 7 inches on the tail, 6-inch loop. There we go. And then I'm just going to pinch or gather it behind. I'm going to always twist to make sure that pretty side of the ribbon comes up towards the top, and make sure my loops are the same. Pinch, twist it again, another loop, pinch, twist it again. So we're going to do 3 loops. 3 loops total. So 2 on one side, 1 on the other. We're going to use our very trustworthy Easy Bow Maker. Y'all, I have, if you don't know, if you don't follow me, if you're new, I have carpal tunnel. And so holding everything in my hand the whole time I'm making the bow doesn't really work. I can clearly make the layers beautifully. However, to keep it all in my hand while we go to the next layer, my hand doesn't like me very much when I do that. So just make sure all of your layers of ribbon step down a little bit further, a little bit further. Again, supplies even includes this Easy Bow Maker you can find at CoachMelSupplies.com. So pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop, every single one. Where the scissors go? Now, rule of thumb, I want the side with the 2 loops to be opposite. I want to keep going opposite. So the 2 loops are here. I'm going to put the 2 loops over there. And then our last ribbon was the ribbon that came from the supply box. Super cute. I love the edges. I love the dark background. I love the pink. Really cute. The only difference is, for this one, I'm going to do a little loop at the top. That's going to hide my pipe cleaner. It's going to serve as the middle of my bow. It's going to do a lot of things. So it's usually about 2 or 3 inches. And I'm just going to pinch. It does not count as one of my 3 loops. Twist. Ooh, this ribbon is nice and thick. It's a good one. Gather, twist, loop, gather, twist, loop. And then my last one is going to have a tail on the other side, just like that. Right on the top, nice and tight. Pull it up, keep that nice and tight. Now I always turn it over. I know, crushing it, but it's all right. We'll fluff it in just a second. Twist, 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 twist. And then before I let my hands off of it, I try to always cut the dovetail. So I'm going to fold it, cut on the fold up towards the edge. So that way I don't forget any, because I always forget one. See this little sneaky one in here. So then I also see that when I put it in there, this ribbon looks, look at that. That doesn't look like I want it to. So I'm not going to let it go in there like that. I'm going to make sure I have that ribbon so that it is flat as can be on the top. Right, that will do what I want it to. So then, here's our pipe cleaner there. That middle ribbon, like we'd said, wasn't going to count towards our loops. I'm going to bring it up nice and tight in the center, and it's going to serve as my cover for that pipe cleaner. You won't see it. We'll fluff that in just a second. Okay, so I'm going to take our sign. Now, our staples, because we're going to use staple gun, our staples are 1/4 of an inch. Our sign is nearly 1/4 of an inch. It's not exactly 1/4 of an inch. So I use the one side of the ribbon, the side that we end up not using anymore. Whoops. When it's done, and when the roll is over, I just keep it and keep little pieces. That way it'll help build up the back of my sign so that when I put my staple in, it's not going to go completely through it, right? We don't want that. And then I keep these guys. I know I'm crazy, but I keep this to use for our door hangers, so that way you don't have to buy rope. Right? It's fine. All right. Right down in. Nice and tight. If you're looking for my supply list, like what I use, my tool list rather, you can check out my blog. There's a blog of supplies at sincerelycreativemom.com. There we go here. All right, now I'm going to try to hide as many of those pipe cleaners as I possibly can. And we'll put our bow down here at the bottom. So I'm going to put that a little bit higher. And then a nice little spot nestled for our bow. Now, I'm going to take these pipe cleaners and go straight through, right down. If you haven't already yet, please make sure you're following us or subscribing to our page so that you can come back and see us again with all of our other videos. Again, I am Melissa from Sincerely Creative Mom, I'm the owner here. Some of you might also know me as Coach Mel. Thank you very, very much for watching our videos. I really appreciate that. Sometimes you always, in fact, not everybody, but somebody always says when they're watching, I watch you all the time and I learn something new. I watch you all the time and I learn something new. So thank you for continuing to watch. I love this sign. It is so cute. Pull that right through. Now the thing is, I'm going to list this on Etsy, but I'm also going to take it over to the boutique where I sell. So hopefully between the two, it'll even sell this season. If not, I'll be ready for next year. Okay, moving on to that bow. We're going to use this in the next one. Moving on to that bow, I'm going to put it right through here. We're going to try to not cover up our bee mine too much, but it's okay if it goes over a little bit. I'm totally all right with that. One thing I am going to do, I always do, the bottom layer that has the tails, that's the longest part of your bow in this particular bow. So I'm going to make sure that part comes out. Okay, like this. All right. And then one thing, again, I want to cover this space here, but I don't want to cover our bee mine too much. So instead of putting my bow right up through here, I know it doesn't make too much of a difference, but I'm going to put it right underneath here. And I'm going to take that pipe cleaner and just weave it through. Again, going through all of that mesh sometimes can be the hardest part because it always catches, but I'll do my best. Now it seems like it's covering up those words just a little too much, but we're gonna make it good. All right. Spread our bow all apart. super duper cute. Super duper. Just perfect. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. See, now I go around to the outside and make sure they're all kind of sticking out right where they need to go. Hope to see you in the future. Again, the supply box can be found at melsssupplybox.com. If you're looking to find me in a more instructional group setting where I teach along with several other designers, and I teach garlands and Christmas trees and centerpieces and all sorts of wreaths, you can find me over at creativecoachmel.com. Y'all, this is adorable. Again, Melissa from Sincerely Creative Mom. Y'all, thanks for watching. Supply box information is here, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye, y'all.